Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Odo Harmon Jr. Find me at Odo Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social media sites.
And I'm Jared Fredette. You can find me at Tumbelo at all your favorite social media sites. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa,
all that good
Festivus.
stuff. Merry Festivus.
Happy Yule. Saturnalia.
I'm out. I'm actually out.
Winter. Okay, but yes, we hope you're having a good day. We think it's extra special if you joined us actually on Christmas today. If not, we won't take offense.
Not at all.
But our episode today, it's a very special episode. We're going to be talking about My Hero Academia. I feel like every time we do sort of these topics, like the correction topics, it's always My Hero, and I don't know why exactly.
We'll also be talking about Kumail Nanjiani.
That's as good as I can pronounce it.
All right. He is the new actor for the Eternals. He's normally a funny guy, but he's got super buff for the role, and the internet lost its mind.
What?
Why? And we'll discuss.
Right. But first and foremost, like I mentioned, it is our Christmas episode. We are debuting on Christmas. I'd be remiss if we did not talk about Christmas. I am Jesus Christ. Is the new name of a game that came out. Was that joke a little blasphemous?
A little. Wait, is it coming out or it already came out?
It is coming out on Steam. It says, I checked Steam this morning, it says coming soon.
Okay, just make sure. I was like, whoa, did it actually come out?
It should have come out on Christmas. That would have been great.
It would have been. So for those who don't know, I Am Jesus Christ is a game coming to Steam, or is a Jesus Christ simulator, and
it's a VR game.
Before you think this is not blasphemous, they are making this
well, that's the question, right? So okay, they made in earnest. They tried their hardest.
All right, it's not intentionally trying to. It's not a game meant to mock being Jesus Christ. There we go. Whether it's blasphemous or not,
that's people with
dark and stormy waters.
Yes.
Jesus puns.
We're just going to keep dealing them out here. But yeah, so it's made by Simula M and Playway. They make other VR games.
And you should really watch the trailer, but it's... So we're talking about early 2000, mid 2000 graphic-wise.
Yeah.
And it looks jarring.
It covers... Well, for multiple reasons. It covers the full life of Jesus. Yes.
You have a miracle meter, which I'm just going to say that's what it is.
So reading up on it, so you have a miracle meter. You pray to increase your Holy Spirit, which is what the meter is filled with, and performing miracles drains this, which of course isn't really how Jesus works, but I guess
it's a game.
For a game mechanic, right? You will perform over 30 miracles. Now, that being said, I'm fairly certain Bible cites over 100 that he performed.
I mean, the game itself is not Jesus.
I know. I'm just saying they could have aimed higher here. This is like if you're making historical fiction like Assassin's Creed. Like I expect a certain amount of realism.
So the game starts off with Jesus finding a blind woman and making her see, giving her the gift of sight. Making her see just sounds weird. I don't know. it rolls off the tongue awkward. Make you see.
Right.
Anyway, that sounds like a threat now. He cures
Listen here, you. Wait, you're deaf? Okay, now listen here, you.
So you make the woman see with your miracle meter, which is not a magic meter. Just
The most jarring part is that all the miracles are performed with your virtual reality hands. So it's just these floating hands in the screen, and it's very, very kind of upsetting.
So the thing that bothers me about this game, it seems like almost like no one will speak in this game, and you're just gonna walk around aimlessly.
No, I'm fairly certain the dialogue will consist of various biblical verses. Appropriate time.
No, there will be text dialogue, but there will be no actual audio dialogue.
I bet there will be audio. Well, okay, because it also promotes that this will be an open world. I guess if you want to walk all the way up. So I don't know how big the world is supposed to be.
You're just wandering.
It also allows you to have a realistic fight with Satan. Now, if this involves boxing Satan in hell, I might do this.
Considering the game is biblically accurate,
right?
As far as we know.
Although they might be referring specifically to the temptation in the desert, not the battle in hell. I don't know. They said realistic fight, so that's what I'm expecting here. I want a flaming sword and...
So the part that really got me is at the very end of the trailer, it shows Jesus, coming back after the third day, rising. And
right, it includes the crucifixion and resurrection.
I don't know how the crucifixion is going to play out. Like, I really don't. That's going to be interesting.
For people listening at home and not on YouTube, it shows you on the cross between the thief and the... Are they both thieves? I forget at this moment.
One is forgiven. Well, they're being crucified for a reason, so...
Well, I mean, one is definitely a thief. I forget.
Is the other one just a follower of Jesus?
No, they're both like criminals.
Okay.
But
one is forgiven
and one is not.
Yeah, I don't remember why they were up there though.
Yeah, but yeah, you can turn left and right, and you can see yourself on the cross and look down and it's...
All right, so okay, it's gonna sound like I'm joking, probably because I am, but at the end it shows you, rising from your tomb, but you're using your miracle meter to move the rock. So I'm like, can you fail at this game? Like, can you not have enough miracle?
No, but that's why you have to pray to increase your Holy Spirit again.
Oh, okay.
No, but if you notice at the end, the meter changes color from where it's orange throughout most of the game, it's now blue. So I assume this is like sandbox mode at that point.
Oh, okay.
Right, you've resurrected and fully, I don't know.
That.
Again, this is where I'm like, that's not how Jesus works. He is always deity, so it's not like...
So my thing is like, what is Jesus sandbox mode? You are the cheat code. You're creating and destroying.
I guess. You could just you just go around and make just constantly things.
Okay, I'm sorry. In my mind, it's like once you come out, once you said the meter's blue, I'm like, are you not like Neo? You know the truth. You take off flying once you leave.
Which again, like, that's not how that works. But all
right, I'm just to be honest. I think it's hard to make a honest and true game with game mechanics being like
the reason, right?
Because you need restrictions, quote unquote,
on a unrestricted being. Yeah, it's like I think what we're trying to get at here is that they did. It seems like they tried.
On something that most people probably wouldn't touch with, a 10-foot pole.
Right.
Even people who were trying to mock it probably wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
No, it's just, you just leave it over there in that category.
But you know what? You can watch the trailer to I Am Jesus Christ. You can make your own assumptions, come to your own conclusions. I'm not sure I'll play it, but I'll definitely watch a video of somebody playing it at the very least, because I gotta
see. But speaking of Jesus Christ, the voice actor for Jesus Christ in Fox's animated series The Hearts, Kumail Nanjiani, it's true.
All right.
Recently got incredibly fit.
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, he's going to be the big bad or one of the big heroes.
I don't know the Eternals that well.
Okay, he's going to be in the Eternals. I believe he's the big bad or a bad. Actually, I can't, because I don't know if this guy's good or bad. Like you said, I don't know the Eternals. All I know is it's kind of like the X-Men and mutants, but they're not.
Yeah.
But anyway, so photos went live this past week of him being in shape for his role. He's very, very fit, very six-pack body, rippling muscles, the norm.
His Instagram is like, I don't normally post thirst pictures, but come on, he's worked a year for this entire thing.
And, it's brought up people from the world of fitness and the world of the regulars, and everyone's like, see, getting in shape is not that hard. He's never been in shape. People are like, wow, this is amazing. How's he done this?
I was going to say there's two things. We'll cover that. The people are like, it's not that hard first, right?
All right.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, but also in that post, he's very much cites it's like he didn't just do this. He didn't just decide to get fit. Like, he had a team of trainers, I assume different trainers, like, for different purposes, right, for both gaining muscle and losing fat, a team of nutritionalists, not only, like, telling him what to eat, but probably also cooking and giving him the meals to eat.
In the proper proportions.
Right? They analyzed his body at the start to see, like, okay, this is how much fat you are, this is what you're consistent of.
Yeah, they measured his BMI, and they catered to plan exactly to him, not like a generic catch-all, specifically for him, like a custom-tailored suit.
Exactly. But yeah, and it astounds me that people are getting like, look, it's so easy. I'm like, we've seen this again and again and again, especially in Marvel films, right? Yeah. Chris Pratt.
He was legit fat and out of shape.
It's true.
He wasn't like, just skinny or like kind of in shape but not bulking. Like, no, he had the average American, I don't do crap, sit on TV bod.
He's Andy from Parks and Rec. He very much looked like a Pawnean. But right, even Hemsworth and Evans, like while they weren't out of shape, like they bulked up for the movies, and this is again what.
And guess what? We know what they look like before, and they've all posted, look, this is I'm about to be in a superhero movie bod, and no one is astounded and amazed because we understand that actors have done this. They've actually done the reverse too. Like, hey, I'm actually very in shape, but I need to be fat for this role.
Or incredibly thin, and we can both those categories would fit Christian Bale, right, as he slimmed down for, I forget, the Psychotic movie, and then fattened up for the Dick Cheney role.
Yeah, and so this concept of actors getting incredibly fit is not new. And, well, I guess I'm going to segue into the people who say it's not that hard. All right, let's get this out of the way first and foremost. You are literally getting paid millions, if not millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars to literally work out and get in shape.
First of all, the studio, right, paid for all the services for this to occur, and then additionally, you get paid to do that.
Yeah,
like, it's your job. All you have to do for a year is focus on this one thing.
So the services are free to you, and the money you're making isn't even going towards the services you're receiving. You're just doubling down.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you told me, hey, Odell, you're going to be in this thing, you're getting paid $5 million, and here's, I don't know, part of that, and you just need to get in shape for the next year, I'll be like, cool. So you mean I wake up, work out, listen to this dude, eat some really good but really body-shaping food, chill, go watch TV, meet the afternoon trainer, do it again, and maybe have like a little, on my own sprint before I go to bed.
That sounds tiring, Odell. That just sounds so tiring.
I don't know, but I've done nothing but make, oodles of cash and probably go shopping all day.
That's fair. But I was going to say, on the flip side of that are people who try and then use this as an excuse. Like, oh, look, it's too hard to ever get in shape. Look at what all these people had to do. I mean, yeah, if you're going extreme, but you don't have to go extreme to get in shape.
Yeah, you don't have to look like a 300 soldier.
Yeah, that's just...
I mean, that would be nice, but...
That's incredibly, draining, mentally. Anytime, you think about, slimming down, it's just, I get cranky if I don't have, red meat, once a week. Which, of course, you kind of have to almost instantly cut out.
Yeah, and let's be honest. Even very in shape people do not look like that 24/7, 365.
No. Right? It's for all the bodybuilding competitions, 2 weeks before, they just cut out water and just dehydrate themselves, vacuum seal themselves. It's, yeah.
Yes.
These are...
Being healthy requires a certain amount of fat.
So let me amend my, it's not hard. It's incredibly hard if you want to look extreme. If you just want to look in shape, these things are doable, and you don't necessarily need a whole team of people to do them.
Yes, and if you have a whole team, you should never be surprised that
anything's possible.
Yeah, it's not. He didn't do hey, I'm a regular 9-to-5 consultant at this dead-end job, and here's my journey with my Peloton.
Oh my gosh, I love. Okay, when I first saw this commercial, I complained to a few of my friends. I'm like, this is the stupidest commercial. I'm a very opinionated and angry person at heart, so I thought maybe I'm being extreme. And then I hear the rest of the world hates it just like me. I'm like, yes.
I don't know. I think Peloton is the new Apple Watch of fitness in the sense that it's being branded as you get this and you're in shape. There's no in between. You just buy it, and then once you acquire it, you kind of do it, and then results.
There's even a new Peloton commercial that I also hate that people complain about. It's this dad. He tucks his kids in at night on Christmas Eve, and he goes down and he starts the Peloton at midnight. I'm like, and he's like, yeah, making happy holidays. I'm like, this seems like a very sad commercial again. It's Christmas Eve, and instead of sleeping, you're just gonna bike for 8 hours.
Well, my thing is, people keep telling me it has the motivational TV, and they keep speaking to you, and then once you buy it, for the ridiculous price of $2,000, you can put it on your phone. They'll motivate you while you're running. So I'm so basically, all I need to do is find a motivational podcast or rip some motivational crap from YouTube, put it in a playlist, and I will get fit. Because apparently, outside the bike, you're paying $2,000 for that.
It's true. It's very true. Yeah, it's I don't even need it to be motivational. I just need something to distract me.
Why can't it play movies?
That'd be great.
And people are like, oh, look, I'm beating Jan S. from Cincinnati. Okay.
It's
congratulations.
Right? I don't know. It doesn't... I just don't get that motivation out of it, personally.
Yeah, so, eat right, sleep right, drink water, you get in shape. And if you really want to look like, the best dude on the beach, you have an entire team and you'll get paid millions of dollars. Honestly, that's the part I can't get over that. These people are getting paid millions
right?
of dollars.
Let's circle back to that real quick, right? Money. They get lots of money.
All right, I'm done.
Right. But, it's
People
also pretty amazing for hero shapes. My Hero Academia.
Yes. Which, they actually have all dramatically different body shapes. Good for them.
It's true, right? The My Hero Fat Gum. That being said...
He's such a hunk. Since they finally showed that in the anime.
It's true.
People are like, he's such a hunk.
So speaking of things they just showed in the anime, we recently covered an episode where, the spoiler alert, they are now Quirk destroying or Quirk lessening bullets. And so the description that's given in both the dubbed and subbed anime is that these bullets destroy the Quirk genes. And this is radically different from what is actually said in the manga. So we would like to correct and explain this part. So I actually wrote down what is explained in the manga.
All right.
Yeah. So from Eraserhead, he's saying so how quirks work is a special mechanism called plus alpha is added to the human body. And these, so plus alpha, so they're things, plus alphas, are collectively known as the quirk factor. And so he can only temporarily halt the quirk factor.
Which is why, if your quirk has a physical appearance component, you look like an animal, you have, some type of translucent body,
so
that doesn't stop.
They're called mutant quirks, right? He can't just turn you off. So the big problem about the anime saying destroy or harm the quirk genes is that's not how biology or genetics work. So, and I know this is all fiction, right? But okay, so when I first heard Eraserhead's description of this, I immediately thought there's an entirely additional quirk nervous system, like some extra tissue or organ in people that you can then block, right? Just like, any pain inhibitor, right? Like alpha blockers, beta blockers, these sorts of things to prevent transmission of signal, and you can't fire it off, right? And this would also explain how he wouldn't be able to undo mutants. But the problem with a gene is just because you turn a gene off, well, there's several layers. Number one, just because you turn a gene off does not mean that you stop a signal from occurring, right? For example, if we stop producing eye color or melanin or any of these things, our eyes and skin don't just suddenly blanch white. We've already produced right? So I'm trying to think about how to do this the most organized. So genes produce proteins, produce an effect. Just
because
simple.
you stop the production of protein doesn't destroy the protein that's already there.
Exactly. So, if you've already done these things, it's not going to be an immediate effect. Additionally, because these bullets show them stopping the quirk entirely throughout the entire body, if we shoot Shota, he doesn't, just lose fire ability, he can still use ice. It's the entire quirk. This would mean that you're destroying the entire quirk gene throughout their entire body, which would be completely unrecoverable.
Yeah, you wouldn't get your quirk back. It would just be done.
Right, because newsflash, when you suffer irrevocable DNA damage, when you destroy a gene, you have nothing to... It's not like skin cells where there's a hole you can just fill in. It needs something to copy, right? If I give Odell the script for this week and he spills coffee all over it, he can't just be like, oh, I can tell from the smudge he said My Hero Academia. No, he's like, this is lost, this is useless. And you see this all the time, anytime you've ever gotten a sunburn, a burn, right? When a blister, your cells go, nope, this is pointless, and just chuck the cells. That's the whole purpose behind programmed cell death, and the first step in where cancer fails, asterisk. So I just found this incredibly infuriating to listen to, and you know, maybe I'll admit, right, the manga that we read, it's, you know, someone has translated it and maybe they put their own personal twist on it, and maybe Gene is the official answer.
Well, using future knowledge, we do know. Wait.
No, just it's fine. It's fine. Spoiler alert.
We know the ultimate goal of this product is to indeed destroy quirks.
Right.
So one could argue this is the goal, this is what we're referring to it as, but these are just incomplete versions, so they just fail.
Right.
To some degree. They only give you temporarily quirk paralysis, I guess we can call it. That seems like
but regardless, functionally, the bullet would not work in that way. Like, when we see people recover, they wouldn't be able to recover, even with, like... So if they were shot, like, in the arm, and it destroys all the quirk genes in this local area, you know, you would no longer be able to emit your quirk from this area. You would still be able to use it everywhere else. And eventually, over many, many, many times, I guess you could recover it.
And, you know, I'm going to play devil's advocate on this because, you know, I always do when it comes to these things. You know, maybe because we don't have quirks, maybe when you have quirks, it all makes sense. First of all, let's rewind.
That's not how biology works, no.
Wait, no,
you can't please devil's advocate against, like, biology.
But
yeah, I get your point, though. We don't officially know exactly what they mean, but they live... So this is this is turning into a whole different topic. I have been harassed before, not by Odell, just other people like, oh, it's fiction. It doesn't matter. I'm like, no, as long as the world presented to me adheres to all the same basic principles of physics and science and biology, I'm going to assume all the rules are the same unless otherwise stated.
No, I was going to say, based off when Izuku had to go to the doctor to figure out why he didn't have a quirk. Apparently the doctors don't know how quirks really work either. Because remember this conversation where he was just like...
Which strengthens-ish my point, right? Because like, oh, the quirk genes. I'm like, well, if you could have just done if you could have just analyzed his genetics, why did you take an x-ray of his foot? So, granted, an x-ray is faster, but...
This is a further pursuit your point, but I'm saying, maybe no one just knows what they're talking about. They're just like...
we're just talking out our quirks here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just like, oh, yeah, hey, I got it to work. How's this work on the science of though? You know, it
does
quirk genes, and everyone's just like, all right, yeah.
So, okay, I don't know. I like my theory.
Wait, hold on. Okay, before we go, I'm sorry. Yes, that I never got that too. It was just like, your son's quirk doesn't work. Well, his X-ray, he's got an extra bone in his foot, which
that's the quirk bone, Odell.
which means, you know, something, and. Also, because they said numerous times, like, first of all, people misidentify quirks all the time. Like, which, that's understandable.
Well, that's more about measuring phenomena than knowing that there is or is not a quirk.
Oh, wait, no, but I'm going to go. So people measure quirks all the time. So I'm saying people have quirks that aren't even properly what's going on. It's just...
No, that's the thing. That's not being able to identify a phenomena. Like, the example of the water, right?
Yeah.
Like, you would have to zoom in specifically to be like, oh, I see. Like, you could measure the fluctuation of humidity. Like, you could measure your body, like, you know, like, and see, like, oh, okay, you're increasing water in your body and expelling it or not. Like...
Yeah. And I was going to say, take it one step further, a character we haven't introduced is let's just call him a mad doctor.
Yes.
And he experiments with, like, quirks, and essentially, he basically takes stuff and he does this, and it goes, huh. He takes more stuff and does this and goes, oh. And so I'm just convinced, and there was another episode that was talking about, you know, when your quirk causes you to have extra organs to do stuff, and they don't understand how they're just like, yeah, you just have a fire sac in you now, and it allows you to breathe fire, and it's like, cool, so how does, like, I don't know, bro, you got a fire sac.
Right.
It fire sacs.
I mean, obviously, right, there are genetics involved in this, but just again, back to my original point, cutting off the gene would not have this immediate and reversible effect.
Okay, but we also know this. We know this to be true, even if it's not a spoiler. The basis of the bullet comes from someone else's quirk, so
Right.
That's where we get into the part of the. I'm not calling it
you can't cancel my magic. I have anti-magic magic.
Yeah, that's the situation. So now that the bullet's basis is
my anti-magic magic is more magical than your magic.
That's the ultimate logic biology loophole. Is like Eraser. Is like his quirk, does stuff.
See, okay, in my mind, again, if it's like a nervous system, you could say his is a sort of psychic attack, which we've seen other characters have psychic abilities. Okay.
But it uses somehow to manage,
they could have just, I would rather people throw out imaginary words than try and fit to real words, because that's where we get stupid jargon from, right? Oh, I read your paper on anti-electron destruction. Thanks, Tony. You mean electron destruction because, right, first of all, anti-electron, positron, but that's destroyed by meeting with an electron. You could have just titled it electron destruction. Anywho, you didn't need all that gobbledygook. I'm gonna need you to put all your mass spectrometers on roofs and set them for gamma radiation. Don't use those words. That's not. Anywho.
I mean, but let's be real, Jay. We know the average person knows it. The average person wants to hear science stuff.
I understand the average person does not understand. I'm saying if they literally just called any scientist on their coffee break, they could have just given them the actual words.
This is true. All right, if you're basing off real science and the science exists, yes, you should probably just use the science, because either way, one day I hope someone just you gobbledygook the gooper. That's why I like Rick and Morty, because they do that sometimes. They just.
But that's part of the joke.
I forgot what episode, but I remember Morty was like, "So Rick, are we gonna?" And Rick was like, "Look, see Morty, I can just make up words too."
No, I love this. I love the last episode, and it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. But it's like Rick's just like, "Yes, Morty, because everything's in space.
Literally everything in space.
There's snakes in space, Morty.
There's everything in space. Literally everything. Space consists of everything." But
to be fair, I would be surprised too if there was a space in space. There's snake in space.
It's true. It was, it was an interesting premise.
But okay, all right. So I hate when we talk about certain things when I got future knowledge.
Okay.
When I say that, I almost feel like I really just am from the future or something. Oh, guys, it's going to be okay. We're going to get to 2022, and it's going to be okay.
I have just as much future knowledge as you, and your future knowledge does not counteract.
Oh, no, it doesn't, but there's certain things I want to talk about this topic where, when they get to the point of...
we will definitely return to that at some point.
Because of what her quirk is, and once I know it, it makes me think, wait, what is it? What's the bullet actually doing?
Exactly. So...
And I really want to touch on that.
As I was reading ahead, it's going to be several episodes in the future. And when we eventually get to that point, we can come back and again complain about how it doesn't quite work the way they say it works.
And honestly, if it did, I feel like you as a character should go through a major physical change. Yes. If it does what it's supposed to do, I feel like other things should happen besides quirk destruction.
Exactly. So, we've ranted, we've raved.
We gobbledygooked.
An emotional roller coaster here. But we're hoping that you have a Merry Christmas.
And Happy Holidays to whatever you might be celebrating.
And a Happy New Year. We'll be off next week for our Christmas, New Year's ourselves.
Right. Thank you to the Patrons as always. Like, share, subscribe. And if you really like us, donate.
Yes. For Full Circle Podcast, I am Jared Fredette. You can find me at Toonvelo.
And I'm Harmon Jr. Please find me at Harmon Jr. Happy holidays, everybody.